Good morning, good students. In our previous two videos on EVS 1 chapter number 3, the earth and its living world, we studied about lithosphere and hydrosphere. Now we have a look on atmosphere. That is the third sphere of the earth. The envelope of the air around the earth is called as the atmosphere. See here, around the earth we can see the envelope of the air. This envelope of the air is called as a atmosphere. As we go higher from the surface of the earth, the air in the atmosphere become rarer. Means the air in the atmosphere become rare means when we go up the air, it's become thinner and more thinner. The atmosphere consists of the mixture of gases, namely nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc. There are some other gases too present in the air in a small quantities. These other gases called as inert gases. Water vapor and dust particles are the main constituents of the atmosphere. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Now we will learn more about the layers of the atmosphere. We know that the atmosphere means what? Envelope of the air. So this atmosphere having many layers. The first layer, which is very close to the earth, is called as a troposphere. Second layer called as a stratosphere. Third one is mesosphere. Fourth one is thermosphere. It also called as a ionosphere. And last one is exospheres. This exospheres is final layer of the atmosphere. Everyone clear with this? So there are main 5 layers of the atmosphere. First one is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Now we will talk about the troposphere. The layer that extend from the Earth's surface to a height of about 13 km is called the troposphere. Everyone clear with this troposphere? This is nearby 13 km from the Earth's surface. The conditions in the troposphere changes continuously. They affect the living world to a great extent. The surface of the earth gets heated due to the heat it receives from the sun. Hence, the air nearest the surface is the hottest. As we go higher in the troposphere, it becomes cooler and cooler. Almost all the water vapor in the atmosphere is contained in the troposphere. That is why all the weather related phenomena such as formation of clouds, rain, fog, winds, storms take place in the troposphere. Everyone clear with this? Okay. As we go away from the surface of the earth, the air becomes thinner and more thinner. That I already explained you. That's why the air on the high mountains is rarer than the air near the earth's surface. The aeroplanes, see here I shown aeroplane. Aeroplane fly in the higher parts of the troposphere. There the air is very rare. Therefore, arrangements have to be made to ensure that passenger get enough air for breathing. Okay. We learned that the layer in the atmosphere from the earth up to 13 km is called the troposphere. That I already explained you. Next, beyond the troposphere, up to a height of about 50 km from the earth is the layer called the stratosphere. So second layer is called as a stratosphere. In the lower part of the stratosphere, there is a layer of the gas called the ozone layer. See this? In between the troposphere and stratosphere, there is a one more single layer that is called as a ozone layer. What's the function of the ozone layer? The ozone gas present in the stratosphere absorbs the harmful ultraviolet rays. See these harmful rays present in the sunlight, due to which living beings are protected from those radiation. All the living beings are protected because of the ozone layer. This ozone layer, what's the function of the ozone layer? They are absorbing all the UV rays which coming from the sun, and because of that we all are safer on the earth. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Student, do you know how does it rain? But before discussing about how does it rain, we will study more about the two methods. Two methods, that is, first one is evaporation and second one is condensation. What is meant by evaporation? The heat changes water. The heat changes water into vapor. This action is called as a evaporation. See here, whenever water gets heat, this water turns into water vapor. This is called as a evaporation. What is meant by condensation? The process of vapor turning into water on cooling is called the condensation. Means what? Water vapor which present in the atmosphere, whenever they getting cooling effect, it's turned into water again. Okay, so this is called as a condensation. As we know that due to the heat of the sun, water on the earth gets evaporated. See here, because of the sun, the water gets evaporated. Water on the earth evaporates continuously due to the heat of the sun. Water that has percolated into the soil also evaporates due to the heat and enters the atmosphere. As water vapor is lighter than air, it rises up. See, it rises up into the atmosphere. As it goes higher, it cools and condenses. Forming very fine droplets of water. They forming droplets of water. The droplets are so small, it's very small and light that they float in the atmosphere forming clouds. Okay, here they forming clouds. These small droplets join together. They join together and forms bigger drops which are much heavy. They cannot float anymore. Such drops of water fall down on the earth in the form of rain. They coming on the earth in the form of rain. This is called as a precipitation. This is called as a precipitation. That is how we get rain on the earth. This rainwater flows into rills, streams, rivers and finally into the sea. Ice in the snow-covered regions also melt due to the heat of the sun to finally flow into the rivers. This process of evaporation, condensation and rainfall go on in a continuous cyclic form on the earth. This is called as a water cycle. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Now we will learn more about biosphere. Now here we will discuss more about the biosphere. What is biosphere means? So I'll explain that one. There are innumerable kinds of living things on the earth. The various regions of the earth differ in many ways. Some regions are always covered with ice, while the other have a hot climate. There are mountains in some places and plains in others. Some places have a lot of rainfall, while others are deserts, dry deserts over there. There are salty seas and oceans and also freshwater lakes. The ocean is shallow near the coast, but away from the coastline, the ocean can be several kilometers deep. We see a great variety in living things that inhabit these different regions. Like see here, the polar bear is seen only in the snowbound polar regions. Zebras are found in Africa and kangaroos are found only in Australia. These animals are not found in any other regions. Elephants and lions are found in the region of hot climate. Like animals, plants in all these different regions also show a great variety. See here, this is grassy area. So different types of plants we can see here. Okay, so this variety is characteristic of those different regions. So many different kinds of plants, animals and microorganisms are found everywhere on the earth, on land, in water and in the air. So living things occupy parts of the lithosphere, hydrosphere as well as the atmosphere. The living things and all the parts they occupy are together called as a biosphere. Everyone clear with the biosphere? So we can say that the living organism present on the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere together called as a biosphere. So finally we can conclude that all animals, plants and microorganisms are dependent on one another. They are also dependent on spheres of the earth. The biosphere is where they take birth, live and die. I hope you enjoy learning this lesson. Thank you for watching me. Have a nice day.